So I just watched Psycho for the very first time. And let me just say, if you're interested in watching iconic movies that inspired the horror genre, this movie is definitely a go-to.
Spoilers if you really want to watch the movie because you're a scary movie historian buff. Do not watch this video.
The movie opens with Marion Crane, who works at a bank in New York. Suddenly this rich guy comes in one day and tells her, hey, I have $40,000. Do you want to go out with me and go to this large house that I have? And she's like, no, thank you. She takes his money. The manager of the bank is like, okay, go deposit the money. This guy's weird. Just go do it. And she doesn't do it. Instead, she gets into a car and she steals the money. On her way out of the city, her boss sees her at an intersection miraculously, and he stares at her and then he walks away because he assumes that she's going to deposit the money. But never mind, she leaves New York and goes on this mile-long road trip across the country to Arizona. She gets followed by some police along the way, but eventually she finds her way to this small town where she finds the Bates Motel. This motel run by this creepy guy named Norman Bates. We find out that Norman has a mom who's living with him at the motel. It's like a motel, and there's a large building behind the motel where Norman and his mom are staying. He explains all of this to Marion in a scene where they're in this room where they have all of these stuffed birds. Well, Norman has all these stuffed birds. And he says it's not a hobby for him to stuff animals. It's more of something that takes up all of his time. Like he's a psycho or something. Anyway, he gives Marion a room. She stays there for the night, and then she takes a shower. And this leads us to one of the most iconic scenes, not just in horror movie history, but in cinematic history as a whole, where Marion Crane is taking a shower, and then we see from behind the black and white shower curtain, somebody, presumably Norman's mom, coming up with a knife, pulls the curtain aside, and then, she died. Not the woman, but Marion. She got stabbed to death. Anyway, in the next scene, we find out that Marion's sister, Lily, wasn't her name? Lily? Lila? I think it was Lila. Let's go with that. Lila shows up to the town and she finds Marion's boyfriend. And she's like, hey, have you seen Marion in the last couple of days that she disappeared and went missing? Nobody has seen her since she left the bank with all that guy's money. And he's like, no, I haven't seen her. And then this private detective shows up and he's like, yo, I heard that the person you guys are both talking about went missing, and I feel like you know more than you're talking about. And they're like, we don't know anything. He's like, okay, well, where's the last place she was spotted? And then somehow, some way, he found out that it was the Bates Motel. So he goes to the Bates Motel and he questions Norman. He's like, yo, Norman, this lady came by. She looks like this. Have you seen her? And he starts acting really weird. He starts stuttering a lot more, which is very different from when we were introduced to him, when he seems calm and composed and very literate.